What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Crisis on Infinite Earths video. So if you are new to the channel, please do drop a like and a subscribe down below if you did enjoy the video. So that is it for Elseworlds this year. I haven't been able to do much videos on it because I've been pretty darn busy, but I have loved Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's been a really, Infinite Elseworlds even. It's been a fantastic crossover, but at the end, we got the big one. The big one being that it is Crisis on Infinite Earths next year, something which I personally did not expect for quite some time, just for the sheer fact that it is such a big crossover and that many characters, major characters such as the Flash and Supergirl, actually died in the comic book version. We didn't see Supergirl return until 2001. We didn't see Barry Allen return until the mid-2000s. So that is absolutely crazy, the fact that we never saw them return, and it is a very, very big thing. Now, what's interesting is that Oliver Queen made a deal with the Monitor. He mentioned the whole balancing. Yes, it was very similar to the, well, Thanos' goal of balancing the universe, but Oliver has made a deal nonetheless. Now, of course, when Superman read the book, he saw that, well, Barry and Kara were going to die because that is what's coming in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that's a nice little Easter egg there. Of course, they were going to die when they were flying around the planet, which, of course, a huge homage to Slow Time and Reverse Time to, of course, the Superman Christopher Reeve movie. But what is this mysterious deal? Now, in my opinion, I think it will be that Oliver Queen will sacrifice himself instead of Barry and Kara, and he will be the one who actually dies in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now, if you remember, Barry actually died running around the Anti-Monitor's antimatter cannon, and he disintegrated as he tried to catch the tachyon beam. And, well, what happens here is Kara also died as well. So, I do think that Oliver will sacrifice himself, and this will be the end of his existence here. Now, it's interesting. If he does die, that means that's the end of Arrow, and that is a real damn shame. Now, of course, there is the idea that he may not actually die, but this needs to have some big stakes. This is the big one. This is the daddy of crossovers. I mean, there's Infinity War, then there is Crisis on Infinite Earths, which spawned Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis as well. So this was the one that really started the huge crossovers, and this came before Infinity War as well. So they're going to have to, I don't know how they're going to do this, but in my opinion, it said it's coming in fall. Now, in my opinion, if you're going to say fall, that is like October, that is when the shows come back. So in my opinion, I do think that we will see that open up the seasons. So the start of the season will be Crisis on Infinite Earths. And now, one thing which I didn't like about Elseworlds was the fact that we never saw much of Psycho Pirate, and Psycho Pirate didn't use his powers one bit. Psycho Pirate was recruited by the Monitor to manipulate the Anti-Monitor, and only ended up being lured by the Anti-Monitor himself to steal Barry Allen. So that was the guy who had the gold mask as well. So it's really weird they didn't even mention his name whatsoever, but he is working with John Deegan, and I'm not too sure if the Anti-Monitor's got to him or if he will straight up be the villain of the piece with the Anti-Monitor from the start, because he knew about all of this. He seemed to mention the Crisis while Elseworlds was happening, before he even knew about John Deegan and what was going on there. So I'm going to be curious to see where that actually goes. Now, of course, we've got Superboy in. We're going to have a big one here. Now, there's been many Superboys, such as the clone of Clark Kent himself. We've got Connor Kent, but we've got Superboy himself, John Kent, who is the progeny of Lois and Clark right there. So if he's going to be involved, that's going to be quite big. Obviously, he won't be of age, but if they're going to be doing a spin-off show with Superman, which has been rumoured but then proved to be fake, but to me, this definitely felt like a backdoor pilot for Batwoman, and also a Lois and Clark reboot in some way. And if Arrow is going to end because Oliver Queen dies in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that kind of ruins my theory that it won't start off. If he dies, it won't start off the whole shows there. But we'll know if they do a reduced season. However, replacing them can be Batwoman and, of course, a Superman TV show as well. So I definitely do think that's going to go, and then we'll see Jonathan Kent, Superboy, grow up as the show moves on. Now, another big thing here is that we'll probably also see Green Lantern, because if you remember, the Earth 90 Flash mentioned, it's good to see you, John, but you're missing your ring. Now, John Diggle, many fans of Arrow wanted him to actually become the Green Lantern John Stewart, which would have been really, really good. So I do think that we will see John, or the Earth 90 John, as a Green Lantern there as well, with his ring, the Green Lantern ring, being that. So if it's Crisis on Infinite Earths, we're going to have Infinite Earths. We're going to see even more crossovers, madness. Earth X will get involved. Hopefully we will also see people like Owlman as well, and Johnny Quick, which I really do hope that we will see those evil versions of Batman and the Flash and Superwoman as well. So I do hope that we see that. But the big thing here is that the Earths will merge. In my opinion, I do think this will be the death of the multiverse, and we will just have maybe Earth 1 and 2, and we will have Supergirl merge onto our Earth. And I think that will definitely happen finally, and they can finally live all on one Earth and cross over as much as they actually want to, a lot easier. But let me know what you think down in the comments. What are your predictions for Crisis on Infinite Earths? I want to hear what you think. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.